I'm Cindy with Wisconsin Voices for Recovery, and this is Speak Out on Stigma. Today, we will be hearing from Senator Jesse James, a Wisconsin state senator. Hi, Senator James. How are you today?
Very well, thank you. Good morning.
Good, good. Good morning. So tell me, what are some of the damaging effects of stigma that you've experienced?
So, I've been pretty open and vulnerable with my own life. I I have over 25 years sobriety myself, and um, it in the beginning it can be extremely overwhelming, extremely stressful, frustrating. The friends that you would hang around with um, really aren't your friends anymore. Um, and sometimes depending on the walk that you're on in recovery, if there's a faith element to it as well, um, um, regarding that being, you know, referred to as a Bible thumper and names Jesus lover, stuff like that, which I don't have any issues with, but I think the the behind the back talking that goes on and being picked on, when you think that these people that you hung around with were your friends, uh, really truly you find out that they're not, and
Mhm.
they're not a good support structure for you to be in. So you just avoid them. You have to really start your life over, um, because it can be detrimental. And it's not like, oh, I just became I achieved a life of sobriety just like a snap of a finger. There was a lot of failures, several times, where you restart, where they say you fall off the wagon or whatever terminology you want to use. But um, at one point I just decided that this was something that I definitely needed to achieve for the best interest of my son that was being born at the time, and what kind of life did I want to give him. So I wanted to be one of those step up to the plate dads, and that became more of a priority than me hanging out with the people that I thought were my friends. And every time that I'd hang out with them, bad things would happen, and then I would start using again, and it just wasn't. Um, I guess there was a common denominator where every time I was with them, I'd use, and finally, you just have to remove that denominator and address it head on and just say no, no more. And you have to choose activities that you go to, whether you want to participate in them. And even some of that exists down here in the state capitol, where it's a very social environment and atmosphere, outside of this building. And there's times where um, you can be put in an environment where you feel uncomfortable.
Mhm. Absolutely. And what would you want people to know and remember about those who are seeking or in recovery?
Well, and I'll speak for myself. It is truly about who you surround yourself with. You have to have the open mindset to realize who is for you and who is against you, because there are those um, uh, factors, the extenuating circumstances, um, the the shield that you have up, where you're being attacked all the time. um, and it is sometimes, as a fighter, you get tired.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
do. You get tired, emotionally and mentally drained. And that's when you become the most vulnerable. And one of the, obviously, another avenue that I took was, my support structure came from AA, Alcoholics Anonymous. I was a friend of Bill W. And there's that acronym that they always use: HALT, hungry, angry, lonely, tired.
Mhm.
And those are some key things, especially in the role that I'm in today, um, where you can become all four of those things extremely fast.
Mhm.
Um, because of the fast-paced environment that exists in the capital, um, the dealing with the lack of logic and common sense, where you just get frustrated. Then you're feeling lonely because it's like, okay, is this a battle that you want to take on? And then finally, you just get to the point where you're just emotionally exhausted and tired. So, um, you have to refresh yourself, and you have to really truly identify what your triggers are,
Mhm.
and being able to have those close people in your life that understand you and that are willing to listen to you um, vent.
Mhm.
Like, and my number one is either my dad, who also has over 30 years of sobriety. So you see the cycle here.
Mhm. Mhm.
And then or my wife. My wife is number one, and she's been a huge supporter of me in the adventures that we've been on so far.
Mhm.
So it is truly, you have to pick and choose um, winners and losers in your life, and really it is truly difficult. It is extremely difficult, but um, and sometimes it does become about service as well. So like some of my colleagues, I throw out there all the time. If you need a designated driver or you need help with anything, my phone's on. I will come and help you. Do not do anything foolish. Don't do anything stupid. And when you give your heart like that, the heart of service, and trying to protect them, that also opens up avenues of opportunity. And um, I think that's one of the most gratifying situations that I've been a part of. Even as a law enforcement officer, I've done that for my fellow cops when they go out, and I'll drop them off somewhere. I don't put myself in those situations anymore. You think you can handle going into those types of environments in the bars and stuff like that, but for me, it's not a good environment, and something always bad happens. Um, and really, if you're living a life of sobriety, you know and feel when you're at that point where you're getting upset and frustrated with those that are under the influence around you, and under the influence of, it could be alcohol or drugs or anything like that, where you find yourself getting irritated and then it's time to go. So um, I guess just remembering the acronym HALT, and it's about who you surround yourself with. Have those venting mechanisms available to you when you do get frustrated. And every time I leave this building, I do have a nightly call with my wife, and I get to vent to her. And that's extremely valuable because people, when they come here, usually it's the building and then out to eat somewhere at a local establishment. And usually there's alcohol involved.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, so what I'm hearing is that that support system is really important, and that self-knowledge. And you had mentioned HALT, and maybe that being a part of that self-knowledge is being able to identify those times.
Yeah, triggers. I mean, you got to
Mhm.
define your triggers. What triggers you? And obviously, having 25 years sobriety, I know what my triggers are.
Mhm.
So I eventually, it seems like as we get older, we do get smarter, and we learn more about ourselves.
Mhm.
When we're young, we're a little bit wild and free, and we do things really on the fly and off the cuff. And I think is for me, life has gotten better as I become older, because there's some maturity and there's some wisdom and there is some knowledge and experience there. So I do enjoy this part. I think I'm living the best part of my life right now.
Mhm. Mhm. Great. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, I just like to thank you all for having me on today, and I'm hoping some of the messaging will resonate with people. And really, it's logic and common sense. I'm the KISS guy, where you keep it simple, stupid, and um, I truly believe that we don't need to complicate things, um, because when we complicate it, we're living our own wills and trying to survive. And for me, that brought failure. So, but
Mhm.
failure is not bad. Failure is a learning opportunity and
Mhm.
experience, especially if you slip or fall. And anybody that's out there listening, I'll be more than happy to listen to anybody as well, and help being a sponsor and giving people opportunity, like that service thing I'm talking about.
Mhm.
I think that's extremely important, and I'll be there for anybody that wants some help.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Senator James, for sharing your views on stigma. Thank you to our viewers for watching. Speak Out on Stigma is a forum to raise awareness about the harmful impact of stigma on those in and seeking recovery. Recovery is for everyone. Together, we can eliminate stigma. And don't forget to like, comment, and share this video. Thank you, and have a great day.
Thank you.